Guess How Much I Love You, a heartwarming tale of endless love. In a lush meadow surrounded by swaying grasses and delicate wildflowers, two furry hares named Big Nutbrown Hare and Little Nutbrown Hare shared a bond that was as deep and warm as the sunlight on a summer's day. Big Nutbrown Hare, the older and wiser of the two, adored his energetic little companion, Little Nutbrown Hare, who loved asking big questions and sharing even bigger feelings. One bright and sunny morning, as the meadow danced with the breeze and the wildflowers waved like tiny hands, Little Nutbrown Hare's eyes twinkled with a thought. He bounced up to Big Nutbrown Hare, brimming with excitement. "Guess how much I love you?" Little Nutbrown Hare asked with a giggle in his voice, his curiosity as endless as the sky above them. Big Nutbrown Hare smiled warmly, his heart full of affection. "Oh, I don't know," he replied playfully. "How much do you love me?" Little Nutbrown Hare stretched his tiny arms as wide as he could, his paws reaching out to the tips of the sky. "I love you this much, all the way to the tip of my toes," he declared proudly, certain that no love could be bigger than that. Big Nutbrown Hare chuckled, his eyes crinkling with joy. He gently stretched his own arms even wider, casting a long shadow over the grass. "Well, I love you all the way to the tip of your toes. And back," he said, his voice soft but full of promise. Little Nutbrown Hare's eyes widened in awe. "Wow," he gasped, hopping excitedly around Big Nutbrown Hare. But he wasn't ready to stop there. He thought about all the ways he could show just how much love filled his little heart. As the day turned into golden afternoon, Little Nutbrown Hare and Big Nutbrown Hare played among the wildflowers, leaping and laughing in the tall grass. They danced beneath the towering trees that reached toward the sky, their joy echoing in the wind. They ran along the sparkling river, the cool water shimmering under the sunlight. And with each playful moment, their love grew as boundless as the world around them. Later, as the sun dipped low on the horizon, turning the sky shades of pink, orange, and purple, Little Nutbrown Hare had another idea. He stood tall on his hind legs, puffing out his tiny chest. "I love you all the way to the top of the tallest tree," he declared, pointing up toward the branches that swayed gently in the evening breeze. Big Nutbrown Hare smiled, crouching down to Little Nutbrown Hare's level. "And I love you all the way to the top of the tallest tree," he replied, touching his nose to Little Nutbrown Hare's soft fur, and to the clouds beyond it. The evening grew quieter, and the stars began to twinkle one by one. Little Nutbrown Hare yawned, feeling sleepy after a long day of adventures. As the last traces of daylight disappeared, he snuggled up close to Big Nutbrown Hare. The meadow glowed under the soft light of the moon, and fireflies blinked like tiny stars in the grass. "Guess how much I love you now?" Little Nutbrown Hare whispered sleepily, his eyes half closed. Big Nutbrown Hare gently wrapped his long ears around Little Nutbrown Hare, holding him close. "I'm not sure," he whispered back, his voice filled with warmth. "How much do you love me?" Little Nutbrown Hare nestled into the safety of Big Nutbrown Hare's fur and whispered, "I love you as far as the river flows, and as high as the mountains touch the stars." Big Nutbrown Hare gazed down at his little one, his heart swelling with love that seemed to stretch beyond the stars themselves. "I love you as far as the river flows, and as high as the mountains touch the stars," he echoed, his voice a gentle promise under the moonlit sky. And so, as they lay beneath the blanket of stars, Big Nutbrown Hare and Little Nutbrown Hare knew that their love had no limits. It was a love that went beyond words and beyond distance, a love that filled every heartbeat and every moment they shared. In that peaceful meadow, where the wildflowers swayed and the moonlight danced on the grass, Big Nutbrown Hare and Little Nutbrown Hare found that the greatest love of all was the one they felt deep in their hearts.